Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your boy. We in here. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's the last day of the year. So I was gonna start doing some shows and whatnot, which I am. I also said I was off during for a couple of weeks at the end of the year, and I want to do some shows and start breaking them down and whatnot. Mandalorian. Haven't seen that yet. I did, and I was gonna watch it earlier on this break, but I got caught up on Legion and finished that series off. And now I got to go back from the beginning of Legion because that show is so deep. They're not playing in the least bit on Legion, not in the least bit. And it's funny thing, I just watched New Mutants like a few days before I finished up Legion, and it's amazing how that's kind of the last two projects of the Marvel, of the X-Men Fox franchise right there. That's pretty much the last two things that tied it to that world. And I got some things to say about that because, nothing is coincidence. But anyway, Mandalorian. So, as I was saying before, or as if on my videos, I've been talking about how seeing through the projection, seeing the matrix, seeing all these different allegories and different ways of putting it. And what I'm starting to see is I'm reading the narrative, I'm reading the thread of what I see in front of me, of what I understand about the history, Bible, all that stuff, and also another layer of what I'm seeing before me, the projections being cast at me, from movies to shows to, the show out there. And as I'm breaking things down, I'm starting to see, as I said before, as this age flips, as we're starting to go more into the fantastical, more to the imagination, the spirit, the exploration, we're going there. And I think that has a lot to do with, how we're going to start seeing each other going forward. And so I'm seeing all these franchises. I talked about the Amerithology, all these comic book movies, all these comic book stories, and all the stuff that we've brought in our imagination, how they're so deeply embedded. That's how religions and you know these thought forms or these energies get not even created, but that's how they transfer, and that's what they look like in our time with these superheroes, Superman and Avengers, and that's the current configuration. But that was one age, and I believe we're left or leaving that age, and this new one. All that to say, Star Wars is unique amongst that because it started in the 70s. It was dormant, 80s, towards the end of the 80s. So late 70s, 80s, Star Wars, cool, cool, cool. All right. Then for a while it went dormant. Then we had the new ones, and that had its problems. Then they went dormant. Then they came back, and that had its problems. But despite all that, Star Wars is still like the overarching lore. There's stories, there's myths, but when you want to get into lore, Star Wars is on some heavy, heavy. It's on some heavy, heavy. And so this Mandalorian show, I'm watching it 5 minutes in, and I already understand what Star Wars is in the overarching narrative. This whole, aliens are going to be revealed, kind of that motif of the extraterrestrial. You see even in mainstream news, you know, that's out there. And so that's the next level. We've done this level, then the next level is a cosmic consciousness. And like I said, the Marvel universe is dealing with that, but there was already a universe that dealt with that. Star Wars lore. And Star Trek is cool too, and there's other, Babylon 5 and Dune, there's other pockets definitely in that. And they about to do their thing too, with Dune and all that. But Star Wars is the granddaddy lore of the cosmic. It got the fantastical, it got the Jedi. It got all the elements you really need to really cook. Mythical beings, all that good stuff, and tied to all the the other older lore. So, it is the grand story. So I'm watching this now, and I can already see, he comes to this bar, canteen of this bar. He's a bounty hunter, and I'm already seeing like, okay, Star Wars is the tale of the cosmic, of where we're going, of when we're full on, in the age of the spirit, and things are manifested in identities and personas, and is unhinged from the terrestrial, what we're used to. And now, there's so many different alien races and, languages. Star Wars is just replete with all that stuff, deep lore. And it's like, okay, that's why I was sitting there. And again, in reality, it started in the 70s, so it has all this real history, all this baggage, all this stuff. So it's like Mandalorian now is now that space age cosmic tale told in this cosmic age. And so I'm excited to see where it's going. I can already tell, and from what I've heard, they know what they're doing. So I'm gonna, what I call, transcode this stuff, these shows. It's like I'm not decoding or whatever. I'm seeing the pieces and the story and the code in that, and reading it like almost like ingredients on a recipe. So anyway, my memory about to run out, but maybe I'll check back in a bit.